on July 6th, that was only about two and a half months, maybe 2 months about.
Yes.
So you were still in training,
I was still a cadet.
and you said you get 6 months training.
You do 6 months training. It starts out 6 months training, but the first 2 weeks you have to read a manual. You have about 2 or 3 months with an actual experienced officer, and then you start the solo days.
Okay, so at the time of this incident, you were in your 2nd month of training. So you would still technically have been with an experienced officer. You're supposed to be.
I was supposed to be with an experienced officer, but
That was never followed.
that was never followed.
Okay, so at the time of the incident, you were on a solo day.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You said with the manuals you had to study traffic law?
Yes, you have to know how to write tickets and to be able to read the rights to any person you're stopping.
Okay, so isn't it normal procedure that when you're caught out for a car accident, you are supposed to be unbiased, and your basic duty is to just gather information from both parties?
Yes.
Okay, so there would be no reason for you to immediately accuse someone of causing the accident.
I never accused Mr. Kane of anything.
You never accused Mr. Kane of causing the accident?
No.
Okay. Do you remember taking the deposition on November 10th, 2008?
November deposition?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and you know that was under oath, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So you would always tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In your deposition, you stated that when you arrived, Kane's car was already pulled out into the parking lot, and that Miss Spyro Miss Spyro's car had hit Kane's. Did you state that?
I do not remember exactly which car hit which car first. When I got there, it looks like both cars were in the middle. So
Okay, so you had no knowledge of who caused the accident?
at that time when I first arrived, no.
Okay. After the accident on July 6th, you said that were you aware that Lieutenant McCardle was fired after the incident on July 6th?
I was eventually aware that he was fired.
Okay, and then you were promoted?
I got promoted not exactly after his firing, but later.
Okay. And on the night of July 6th, you stated you had your personal weapon,
Yes, ma'am.
and you knew that was directly in violation of city policy.
I was told by other officers that it's a life and death situation when you're out in the field, and that you should have a weapon on you at all times, because it was not customary that the cadets got their actual personal weapon from the police department until they were full patrol officers.
Okay, so that was the official policy. No personal weapons for cadets. You're only to carry weapons that are issued by the police department. Your actions, your procedure, your, daily ongoings in the field, you were used and accustomed to taking your personal weapon with you.
This is what other officers told me, to have 2 weapons on you at all times, but you could have your personal weapon.
But you were told by other officers, not the chief of police, correct?
I even verified it with, not the chief of police, but I verified it with my lieutenant, and he had no issue with it.
Did you know that Chief Sullivan is the one who instituted the cadet program?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay, did you know that Chief Sullivan was over, or in other words, the boss of Lieutenant McCardle?
Yes.
Okay, so just because Lieutenant McCardle told you something doesn't necessarily mean that it was approved through the chief, right?
If he's your supervisor, I would think that you would probably want to your supervisor is telling you that it's okay to be able to carry a weapon with you.
So
I
you
would
think
not know why to question the supervisor. Why would you want to question the supervisor and go up a chain of command if he's telling you it's okay to carry a weapon?
exactly? So in normal circumstances, you would think that supervisors and their bosses would interact, and that the supervisor would not take any action outside of what his boss told him to do. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. But yet you did specifically know that you were not supposed to take personal guns. It was only a warning to you from other police officers that you might get in danger and you might need a gun, but you knew that as a new cadet, you were only there for 2 months when this accident happened, you were not supposed to have a weapon, your personal weapon. I'll rephrase it. Okay. In any event, you knew that you were not supposed to have a personal weapon as a 2-month cadet.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about the July 4th incident. You were by yourself then as well, right?
Yes.
So you were on another solo day.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you were called out to Miss Curtin's apartment because of loud noise?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you go inside of the apartment and unplug anything? Did you unplug the radio or do anything like that?
No. I did not go inside the apartment and unplug anything in the apartment. What I did was I was right outside the door of the apartment, and all I did was ask them to please keep it down because it was noise complaints. I never.
Okay, you said that Mr. Kane became belligerent.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in a normal situation, in one that you did not have your personal weapon, if someone became belligerent, what would you do? Would
Objection,
you?
Your Honor, hypothetical.
Okay. In a normal instance, and if you did not have your personal weapon and someone became belligerent, would you call for backup?
It depends, I guess you would say, on the situation. Mr. Kane at that time, like I stated, ma'am, had a weapon. If you have a person with a weapon coming at you, would you then run for backup, or would you try to protect yourself?
So you said he was running at you with a stick?
Well, he was running at me, but he picked up a stick, and I was under the presumption he was going to attack me.
Okay, so as soon as you saw him pick up the stick, you pulled out your gun.
To deter him from hitting me, yes, but I never fired a shot.
Okay, and after you threatened him with the gun, he left.
He put down the stick, and then he did go to his car.
And leave.
Cussing at me on his way out.
Did you use any obscenities to him at any point?
No.
Okay. And when you said you told Lieutenant McCardle about the incident on July 4th, you said he reprimanded you about your handling of the situation?
He criticized how I handled the situation, yes.
So what do you mean by that? What did Lieutenant McCardle want you to do?
He told me that he criticized saying that I should have handled the situation a little better, where I would not have put other citizens or other people in danger. I guess and what he was trying to say was I should have probably arrested Mr. Larry at that time.
Okay, you said you didn't arrest him because you said he wasn't drunk?
Yeah, I felt that he was not drunk at the time, that he could operate a vehicle, and so I decided not to arrest him.
Okay, but at no time did Lieutenant McCardle say you were in trouble for carrying your personal weapon?
That is correct.
Okay. Okay, let's go back to the 6th. When you arrived, you said that Larry was the aggressor in everything. He attacked you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Wouldn't that entice you to go call for backup?
I called for backup first, and then when I went to his car, that's when the entire incident started. It was not until after I called for backup that we ended up getting into an altercation.
Okay, you heard Ms. Curtin's statement, correct, in testifying?
Yes, ma'am.
And you heard her say that she called the police?
She did say she called the police.
But you're saying you also called for backup?
I did call for backup.
Okay. So